Alright, hello and welcome everyone. It's David, aka Faramir 4731. I'm bringing you a match on the Provence map, and I am going to be playing as France. I've got 4 line, 4 Bulkleys, 4 Tierlers. I got 5 Chasseurs Cheval and 2 Carabiners. And in this match, I believe it was 2 art, 4 lights, and I'm playing up against a friend, Huey. He's going to be bringing a native faction, and another player. I can't remember who the other player is at the moment, but anyways, this ends up being a pretty down to the wire match. Pretty tough for a 2v1, especially going up against natives. So I'm going to have myself shifted all the way here to the left side so I can spread up and go up the hill. Pretty much going up the hill and holding that against them is going to be my best chance for a win versus 2 players, because they're going to have to trug up the hill, which is going to cause them some fatigue. So here we go, we're getting started, and I can see a little bit of his army. He's got Cherokee Nations. He's going to be bringing, looks like 4 Warrior Society right there, Chief's Bodyguard, 2 Creek Horse Riders there, and 3 more there, and the rest of his units are hidden at the moment. The Prussian player is got himself a Ulan, Hussar, Garde du Corps, another Garde du Corps, 2 second Hussars, and it looks like he's got a Grenadier on either flank, General Bodyguard, and 1 line, 1 superior line, Lifeguard, and a line. So a lot of superior lines from higher ranked lines, if you will, from Prussia, but not a lot of them. And he's got some really heavy hitting cav. So honestly, at this point, I'm thinking he's going to be following up behind the natives, smashing with his harder cav, heavier cav, the Garde du Corps, but I'm gonna try and make it to where he's got a trug uphill doing it. And we've got a little trap set up for the natives as they come up the hill, because I'm thinking they're gonna come straight at me over here. So I've got a little trap for him set up in the tree line, and hopefully he'll come with that bait. And I think I'm going to drop stake line right here to make him bring his cav in this area, so I can bring my trap out and hit him there. And if not, then I've got my lights to shoot him down with this cav. But that does leave me vulnerable to the left with the Prussian flank, and that is going to be something I'll have to deal with here later. But you can see here, just over the ridge of the hill, and here comes some Creek Horse Riders. So got my guys still remained hidden. I'm trying to use my hidden cav at the best possible time, because I don't want to lose this surprise too early, because I really want to make the most impact I can with that trap. And the Prussian player is coming up pretty cautious. Luckily no one's brought art. That would have caused me a lot of difficulty. Maybe it was no art in this game, I just can't remember. But anyways, so here comes the rest of the native army. They're going to be trugging up the hill, and they're going to try and 1-2 punch me. We'll just fast forward ahead here a little bit. Alright, so the waiting has been too hard on me, so I've got 2 of my cav I'm going to push out, and since he was starting to push up his horse riders, he sees it, unfortunately, and starts backing away, but I'm going to try and get in there and get a volley off him, because now he's kind of in indecision. And there it goes. I get a great shot on him, take him all the way down to 19 on that one. I I get a couple hits on the one in the back, so I'd knock him down to 43. So all in all, that was a pretty good, successful shot there. I would have liked to have taken out more, but now I'm going to try and use this as kind of a tinder bait. I've moved all my lights and just trying to bait him into coming, because now I've got all my lights over here to this flank to hold off the Prussian. And here comes the natives, and I'm going to now spring out some of my other cav in him. I think he does get a volley on me here. I can't remember totally. Let's see. Here comes one of my my other cav. Yeah, he does get a pretty good volley on me. Almost routs both those units. But here comes my other cav. So unfortunately, I do take out the unit that was depleted. That's going to hurt. But I do get a nice volley into the back of this one. But I am going to be, unfortunately, not looking good with my two cav there. This one routes with 25, and this one's just barely holding on with 25. So not the best scenarios to come out with, and now I'm going to lose my other cav. Unfortunately, I'm too close to the red line, I think, to get those back. So now I've just got to hope and pray that I can take out these two Creek horse riders. If I don't take these guys out, it is going to be good game. So you can see here, he is going to go on the offensive against my dudes. And whoops, bad camera work there. I do get a good volley off on the back of him. Get him down to 25. Here's another good volley. So things are starting to look on the up and up. I've got two units over here that I can still use. I'm going to flip this line around. So hopefully I can pin this horse rider. I got to keep flipping units. So this is costing me a lot of micro, this one Creek horse rider. So he's probably looking at going at my gen, is what it's looking like. So it's exactly what it's looking like. And I've got one of my guys going at walking speed here, so I'm going to try to intercept with my carabiners. And we'll see. I think he does get a volley on my general right here. If he kills my general, it's over. I do intercept him. He does get a shot on my general unit, but here it is. I've intercepted him now, and I get a shot on him with my carabiners, and that's gonna put it into that dude. So now they're pushing up. They've got their elite warriors coming up on this flank. So now I've got to start shifting my focus now to handling this army over here, and this Creek horse rider is still causing me problems, unfortunately. So here come the natives on the left. I'm sorry, on the right. Their left flank, my right flank, and I got the Prussians coming up behind, and I am putting a pretty good volley onto this Atacapa elite warriors here. So now they're coming in, they're pushing straight in here, almost towards my mid. So I'm gonna try and use that to an advantage and do some what's the word, Attila. Or not Attila, but some what's it, Hannibal, the tactics on him, as I put a pretty darn good volley onto these tribesmen, as he's already half strength and routing out. So one of his meat shield is gone, and here I'm going to follow it up with cav, giving them flanking fire, pulling my lights back where I can shoot over the over here, but looks like I've got a lot of heals there, so I shift over a little bit more so I can shoot down into the valley into these guys. So now I'm just getting some shots. Unfortunately, I do get shots more onto these tribesmen, but that shatters them. So now I'm just going to kind of wrap this flank up here as he's pushing straight into me, and his guys are starting to get worn down. You see they're tired already. And the Prussian guy is not coming up very fast. It's not going to bode well for them. And here comes the Prussian cav now, is coming at me. I'm going to try and push my cav uphill. It's reacting kind of slow. It's walking, and now it's running. Okay, so I was kind of slow on that. I think I do get one of them stuck, and luckily they go over each other and causes him a little bit of problems there. Now I'm going to square up with my Bulkley. Took another shot on that Warrior Society. I do have my carabiner here already set up and ready to go, so hopefully I can just get that over here and take and make short work of this as I shoot my Bulkleys in the back quite rapidly. It's brutal. Here comes the 2nd Hussars now, and they are going to get just leveled. And yeah. So here I've got the Prussian cav all encompassed into my Chasseur Cheval, and I'm going to be able to lay in some good fire on them, and I don't want them getting away, causing me problems, so I think I'm going to lay chase. Got 37 Uhlans and 27 Hussars still left to deal with, and here comes the natives. They're bulking up onto my Bulkleys, strangely enough. Here comes the Garde du Corps slowly across the center of the battlefield, doing Dances with Wolves impression as they go tumbling down like dominoes. Poor souls. And now my Bulkleys are going to shoot into him as well. Okay, so now you can see I am trying to deal with the Prussian cav. I do get a great volley off on the Hussars here, and that's going to make short work of them, and now I'm working on the Uhlans. So, starting to wipe out the enemy cav. All I've got left is these Creek Horse riders over here, and I'm starting to feel pretty good about my situation against these natives. I got these musketmen targeting me in the square of my Bulkley unit, and I've got to deal with that. That's not good. They're shredding me down pretty quick. So here I'm going to use my cav to go ahead and run them down. You can see that Warrior Society did end up coming back. And here you can see he's already got me down to 69 on that Bulkley because of those musketmen. This line is now out of square because I've lost so many men. And you can see here I have rolled my lights, and I am starting to shoot up this lifeguard. Trying to target those best units as best I can. And you can see here I've just got this mass of natives here I'm trying to knock out, and the main key is getting these musketmen dealt with as quickly as I possibly can. And my line here is about to break. My Bulkleys here are holding strong, starting to break some of his men. I get a good shot on his Warrior Society that was coming up trying to help, and now the musketmen are starting to drop as my Bulkleys got in to pay him a visit and pay respects for trying to shoot him down. Okay, so now this is good news, as I've routed out most of the Cherokees here, and you can see I've really melted them down. So I've got this Warrior Society right here. My guys are shooting over the tops of my Bulkleys right down into the Warrior Society. You can see it's shooting right over the head because there's a little dip right there. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit melee into them, and because they were tomahawking me up pretty good, and my cav is flanking around, I'm going to try and shoot up these Creek Horse riders as he is busy with other parts of the battlefield. You can see also over here on this flank, my line is in melee with these Prussian Hussars and also two lines, and that's going to allow me to hold them up to where I can shoot up this line over here. I've got a double team situation on them. Unfortunately, it's not the whole line. That Bulkley is starting to get shot, but now I am shooting the whole line down, thankfully. So they are starting to break, and my line is coming out pretty clean of this fight here. His grenadiers are starting to drop, and you can see here I am just leveling this, these units as they kind of make their way across. And I did get some good shots in this Creek Horse Riders over here. Prussians trying to counter that assault, and I'm still dealing with these musketmen over here. And now I've got a couple warrior societies trying to make a flanking maneuver on me. So I'm going to downhill charge this warrior society and flip this one around, and then I'm going to charge as well. So you see I'm getting pretty thinned out here. I do got the garde du corps that came back, so I'm trying to shoot that up. Don't want to deal with the garde du corps. And I did lose that line on the flank, and now this grenadier is going to be a problem. He might try to grenadier me, but it doesn't look like he is. So now this Prussian line there is gone, and I'm dealing with my Bulkleys. I'm going to countercharge these grenadiers and show them what the Bulkleys are all about. So this superior line has been whittled down a little bit. Now I'm starting to shoot them up on the flank with my lights, and I've rolled this cheerleader over and shooting up the flank of this lifeguard. So you can see it's pretty all in at this point. Every unit is participating in some way, and I'm just trying to break this warrior society as quickly as I can, but they are holding in. Finally, they do break. And over here, I finally broke those musketmen. As crazy as that is, they held out all that time. So now I'm going to try and make another volley onto these Creek Horse Riders, and they shift away, and I'm going to lay the attack on them and hopefully get a volley. And I can't remember, I might be out of ammo at this point. I'll have to see. You can see here my lights are now, as I've routed all the units on the hill, now I've got my lights just shooting into the Prussian lifeguards as they come uphill. Creek Horse Riders did route my Bulkley down here, and now they're going to produce some problems for my lines over here as the Prussians laid waste, helped the Creek Horse Riders lay waste that unit. And things are looking pretty on the wire, but now I feel pretty confident because I do have him in a pretty tight bunch, and I've got all the range superiority on him, as the lights he chose to bring were Freikorps, and that's not enough of them. And I wasn't paying attention. I did get my light shot up there, and his Jaeger here, he did bring a Jaeger. I did get my cav into the Jaeger. That's going to tie him up a little bit, and I'm going to drop him a little bit, but I am going to end up losing that cav. But not before I do route his lifeguard here, and the Freikorps is now down to 75. So his cav now is in the back of me, which is not a good situation. And so I think I got one of my lights targeting the no, maybe not. I thought I switched one of them for the Creek Horse Riders, but maybe not. My cav is going to come and support my line, so they fall back, but my line looking like it's going to break at 63. I got a Bulkley at 49, a line over here, and another Bulkley at 55, so I'm down to by the hair of my chinny chin chin here, and my cav is stopped. Unfortunately, I think I might be trying to take a shot. Now I think this is the point I'm going to try and take a shot as he routes my Bulkleys with his Creek Horse Riders. So I'm going to try and take a shot to get those guys off the field, and I do get a pretty good volley on him there. That's going to take care of the horse riders. So now I'm down to my final few units. I got 12 of my general's bodyguard. I got one pretty healthy line with 103 men. But again, I'm still dealing with a lifeguard, a Freikorps, and a grenadier, a line that's pretty healthy, and 40 Jaegers. So I've still got quite a formidable force to fight here. So I'm going to now wrap over, and here come the chief bodyguard. And as you can see, I am going to be shifting a little bit more. I was hoping I would get this Bulkley back. You can see they did get into my line, my Bulkley here, and threatening to break it, especially with this cav charge behind, and that is going to break my Bulkley. So now I am going to be targeting, they're going to be hitting me in the back here, so they're repaying the favor I did to them. Now I'm starting to shoot his general with my lights. I'm trying to get that son of a gun out of here, and I'm going to square up, and I'm down to my tireleurs and my general, and just a square of a line here, and his Freikorps opened up on me, and that's not a good thing, because they have a really good rate of fire, and they have 71 versus I'm maxed out at 60. He started with 90. So here I've got that line. It did break enough of his cav where I'm going to start throwing in a charge on his Freikorps, and at least keep him off my back to see if I can pull out some kind of miracle win here. Because they still got quite a bit of that chief's bodyguard. I don't have enough cav anywhere to hold that, and unfortunately he did get that darn Creek horse riders back, so I'm shooting him with my light right here, and you can see I'm just taking volleys and trying to push now forward on the attack over there and get him out of here. So hopefully my line can just hold them up enough where I can shoot into them. And here goes. He is still holding in with 13 men because the hill is blocking my shots, so I'm trying to roll up the hill a little bit and get him. Luckily, he takes a volley on my routing Bulkley, so my Bulkleys do come in to help me out there in the end, as that's going to help me pretty much put it into that. And you can see I'm shooting up the grenadiers right here. I don't want them on my line, and now I'm going to have to shift focus on this line here, as I finally do break that unit. So my tireleurs are trying to hold in. He's now placing shots on my tireleur here, but he doesn't have the strength that I do, thankfully. So I'm just going to try and whittle down this line before it gets to me, as they did now finally break my line over here. So all of his units are now going to be free to roam. He's about to have this lifeguard break and only has 22 men. He's got a Freikorps of 20, this chief's bodyguard, and his general bodyguard. So luckily I still outgun him in range, and I'm just going to target his best units. As you can see, I've got my units targeting the grenadiers, trying to knock them out. And now here comes the chief bodyguard. I switched focus over to them as they were coming up and starting to whittle him down before he gets into me. He's down to 16. There's a point blank shot, getting him down to 12. Okay, and he is pretty much tired right there. So now here goes. I got one unit targeting these tireleurs over here, and now I'm trying to advance up the hill, just try to make them run after me. My guys are in pretty good shape. I'm active, whereas his guys are winded or worse, very tired, and very tired, and his general is fresh, but now he's trying to regroup, and allows me some free shots on his Jaegers here, which is going to allow me to eliminate it, and now I can be a little more aggressive. And I did lose my general unit, I think, to the Creek horse riders, So it's down to my tirlers to pull out this win for me. And can they get it done? They are starting to lay some volleys into that line. I think I've got this. So I'm going to start shifting up. You can see my green dots where I'm allocating. And my main focus is to take out the general. Once I take out that general, his units are too depleted to really put up too much of a fight. And fortunately, he's put his general right where I can get to it. But first, I'm going to try and take out the grenadiers, I suppose. And the lifeguard are going to be some residual. So he's going to try and trug up the hill to me. The lifeguard don't want any more. They've had enough. They're so very tired. He is trying to lay in some shots on me, but he's not going to get it done. He's breaking. Here come the Frycorps, trying to get in range. And here come the line. So I'm going to switch focus onto these guys with one of my units. And now it's going to be down to the general. And he is going to make it. I'm going to take him down. There it goes, boys and girls. Come on, boys, get him. Okay, there he goes. He's melting. Melt like warm butter. The general does escape death at the moment. Looks like he will make it out, but he is broke. As is his line. I pull out the miracle win here. Really good game to the opponents. They put on a real good fight. It was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks again.